Standing to welcome the President.
Asante sana waziri. Tafadhali wale mko na viti mnaweza kuketi. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today's gathering is significant, not only because of the indispensable role that the officers before me play in securing our nation, but also because it comes at a moment when Kenya is undergoing one of the most far-reaching transformations in our recent history. You, the National Government Administration officers, particularly chiefs and assistant chiefs, stand at the center of this transformation. You are the bridge between the state and the public in the remotest parts of Kenya, in every village, the first responders when crisis strikes, and the daily visible face of government to millions of Kenyans across our nation. I have received, as the Minister has said, the Jukwaa la Usalama report, a document that captures the reality of millions of Kenyans in matters of security, governance, and community well-being. It reflects the concerns and equally the aspirations of our people, insights from local leaders and citizens, and clear recommendations to strengthen service delivery, public order, and public security. I commend the team at Interior, led by the Minister, for steering the Jukwaa la Usalama consultations across the 47 counties, and for ensuring that the voice of the citizens remains firmly at the heart of policy formulation. Kenya's security has remained largely stable due to the dedication of the National Government Administration officers, security agencies, and the resilience of our communities. Yet, as we all appreciate, the threat environment is changing. We are confronted with community-level conflicts requiring swift intervention, sporadic criminal activities driven by socioeconomic pressures, emerging threats shaped by technology and evolving criminal tactics, localized tensions over resources, boundaries, and competition, and humanitarian challenges such as drought, displacement, and natural hazards that strain communities. These realities demand proactive leadership, accurate intelligence, coordinated action, and a professional administration that works hand in hand with citizens as partners. The Jukwaa la Usalama forums were genuine public engagements, and their recommendations must and will be translated into concrete action. The stability of our country, the success of our economic transformation is directly tied to the work you do every single day. Your service enables farmers to produce and transport goods safely, traders to conduct business free from extortion and disruption, youth to pursue opportunities peacefully, infrastructure projects to proceed without interference, and communities to maintain confidence in public institutions. I must single out chiefs and their assistants for supporting the Ministry of Agriculture. When I came into office, we had only 300,000 registered farmers. But in a record 3 weeks, chiefs and assistants across Kenya raised that number to above 5 million. And they did it free of charge. I want to say congratulations to the chiefs. Now the Ministry of Agriculture has documented farmers, whether they are coffee, tea, wheat, maize, sugarcane, and all other farmers. They are now in the process of documenting all our livestock farmers to make sure that agriculture is driven on the basis of data that is accurate and that we can design public policy and carry out public support to all sectors on the basis of accurate information. A secure and orderly environment is the first foundation for investment, growth, and shared prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, our bottom-up economic transformation agenda rests on the understanding that economic progress is impossible without security, stability, and accountable leadership. I say this knowing very clearly that when I entrusted the responsibility of managing the interior docket to CS Murkomen, and he asked me what were my expectations of this sector, I asked him to go and listen to the people at the grassroots, to go and engage chiefs, their assistants, the Nyumba Kumi people, and citizens. I am very happy of the outcome of that engagement because it truly reflects a bottom-up approach to security, and it gives us the needed information that will guide our formulation of the undertaking of security operations, governance interventions, and policy coordination in government. I must commend chiefs and their assistants and the Nyumba Kumi people below you for supporting the registration of SHA, making sure that every citizen is registered. The work you are doing records every day 30,000 Kenyans register on SHA. Today we have 27.8 million people registered. Most of that effort has been undertaken by leaders at the grassroots, community health promoters, chiefs, their assistants, and people at that level. I must also commend you for what you are doing on matters education. We have agreed that no child, irrespective of the family they come from, should be left behind in matters education. It is the responsibility of every chief and assistant to make sure that no child in your locality is left behind or remains without going to school. I am very happy with the reports that I am getting on what chiefs and their assistants are doing and what the whole national government administration officers are doing. The achievements we are recording in agriculture, MSMEs, digital transformation, housing, health, and education depend fundamentally on your work at the grassroots. Allow me to highlight key progress and the programs you are mandated to support and safeguard. Agriculture remains the anchor of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda and the foundation of our economic renewal. Key achievements and ongoing initiatives include the registration of over 7.1 million farmers now for the fertilizer subsidy program and other policy interventions required by government. Expansion of farmer support initiatives to increase productivity and to reduce the cost of production. Strengthening value chains to create jobs and broaden market access. Major investments in irrigation and water harvesting to mitigate climate shocks and enhance access to inputs, training, and market linkages. I urge you to promote these programs, ensure that farmers receive the services they are entitled to, resolve resource-based disputes promptly, and guarantee equitable access to inputs and opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, micro, small, and medium enterprises remain the engine of our local economies. Ongoing efforts include the expansion of access to finance platforms such as Hustler Fund, the National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement (NYOTA), and the National Government Affirmative Action Funds, strengthening cooperatives and community enterprises, and advancing county-level industrialization through county aggregation, and industrial parks. The minister just recorded that chiefs and assistants and all members of the National Government Administration officers are multi-purpose officers. Your support is for all sectors of government, from health to education to security to all the other sectors that require government support. And I have instructed that any government policy that has been passed by national government or county government, it is our responsibility, it is your responsibility to support all development, whether they are being undertaken by national government or county government, so long as it is for the benefit of the people of Kenya. You owe such policy interventions support. Since the Nyota program was launched, which is now going on around Kenya, our target is to reach 110,000 young entrepreneurs nationally. The program also includes on-the-job experience for 90,000 young people and recognition of prior learning for 20,000 alongside savings and capacity building initiatives to help young people trade with government. And when I say young people, I mean both men and women, and I did specifically single out single mothers to participate in this exercise. Your role is to mobilize beneficiaries, support fair trading environments, eliminate disruptions, promote good governance in cooperatives and SACCOs, and facilitate access to information on government policies and opportunities. At the same time, the government continues to expand digital public services to enhance efficiency and transparency. Over 27,000 services have already been onboarded onto the digital platforms, with further expansion underway, including universal connectivity and the rollout of Jitume labs in all wards. You are expected to adopt digital systems fully, ensure accurate reporting, and support citizens in accessing digital services. Our housing agenda seeks to stimulate employment and provide dignified living conditions. Ongoing programs include affordable housing projects in urban and peri-urban areas, upgrading of roads, electricity connectivity, water provision, modern markets, public facilities linked to housing projects, and job creation opportunities for young people. When we say, for example, for all public infrastructure constructions, it is your responsibility to ensure that young people from that particular locality become beneficiaries. They become part of the development of whatever infrastructure that is going on in whatever locality. We are rolling out a big market infrastructure program around Kenya. It is also your responsibility to work with the county governments to make sure that accurate identification of beneficiaries is undertaken, because these are public resources that have been used to develop this infrastructure. You are expected to enhance public awareness, counter misinformation, mobilize uptake and protect public land, and support orderly implementation of all government projects. Your role is to ensure households are informed, to support community health workers in outreach programs. Our ambition is to nurture a globally competitive generation of young people. Ongoing initiatives are expanding school infrastructure and basic education, implementing new university funding model, ensuring 100% transition from primary to secondary and from secondary to tertiary institutions, while expanding technical and vocational training and improving on school feeding program and safety net programs. You are required to support enrollment, retention, school safety, and mobilization for education programs. For you to execute this responsibility effectively, you must continuously educate yourself on government programs, ensuring that you articulate them accurately and confidently. Let me appreciate